Hello, students. Welcome to my class. And today I'm Keerti. And today we are going to have a discussion about the contraceptives and sexually transmitted diseases. Okay. So this part comes under your chapter named Reproductive Health. Today we are specifically talking about what are contraceptives and what are sexually transmitted diseases. So you already know reproductive health. When we are saying, we are adding the term health bef- before that reproductive term is used. So you must be aware with the fact that here we are talking about the reproductive health. It means this reproductive health is involved with our reproductive structures. Reproductive structures that are present in our body. Okay. So this reproductive structures, some of the reproductive structures are involved in various diseases. Okay. In case of males and female. So in this chapter, this reproductive health means it's you already know health is not only about how you are, looking physically. If somebody say this person is healthy because he's looking, chubby, it has, full fat in his body, that doesn't mean that the person is healthy. Health means an overall health. It means the emotional well-being, the structural well-being. Okay, if I'm having some issue with my hand, so this is visible to me, I can say, okay, I'm having a pain. It means I'm not healthy at present moment. But what will happen if this reproductive structures will undergo some kind of, anomaly, or something happens with them? So this chapters deal with the health of the reproductive structures. And in particular, in this session, we are going to talk about what are sexually transmitted diseases. We already know that human beings are reproducing through the sexual means. Okay, it means that the sexual structures of both male and females are involved in this process. So, what will happen if something is going to take place with these structures? What will happen if these structures are not healthy? What will happen if these structures undergo some kind of, they comes in contact with some kind of foreign bacteria or viruses? Okay, so first of all, these sexually transmitted diseases, these spread through sexual contact. Okay, they will not be spread through physical contact. Physical contact means if you are shaking hands with somebody, or you are hugging somebody. Okay, it means these diseases will not be transferred through hugging or through shaking hands. This will get transferred only when two persons are having sexual contact during intercourse. Okay, and these diseases will affect our reproductive organs. And if they left untreated, it may cause infertility. So, early detection and prevention is required. Otherwise, infertility, impotency will happen with a particular individual. So, there are some common sexually transmitted diseases. Example are syphilis, gonorrhea, genital herpes, chlamydia, hepatitis B, and HIV and AIDS. I assumed you are more familiar with the terms HIV and AIDS because in earlier days, even in at present time, government use to create awareness through mass and media about this HIV and AIDS. Because there was a time that this HIV and AIDS were seen very commonly among the people, and they get infected because they were lacking the awareness about these diseases. So this chapter is included in your NCRT to make you aware that these STDs are sexually transmitted and early prevention is needed in all these diseases. Okay. Otherwise, it may cause some deformity in your body. It may affect your reproductive structures, and in severe cases, ultimately the person may die. So this all needs, you know, early care, early detection, early prevention. That is why this chapter is included in your book. These STDs are caused by various organisms, various micro, better you can say, because we are not able to see bacteria. Our naked eye cannot see bacteria. Our eye cannot see viruses or protozoans. So these are invisible creatures that are causing these diseases that will ultimately affect our body. For example, HIV, the most common, is caused by virus. So this virus will not enter into your body through physical, through just the outer contact. Like shaking a hand with HIV infected person will not make you to have HIV in your body. This will only happen if you are going to, you know, undergo a process of intercourse with the affected individual. Or, for example, you can say if you are using the same needle, say what will happen if suppose there is a clinic, there is a nurse, and she is using same needle to deliver the medicine inside the infected individual as well as the healthy individual. So, what will happen? That disease from the infected individual through that needle will get into the healthy individual. So, this blood to blood contact is prohibited. Am I clear? So, these diseases, how they will spread? I already told you, they will spread by unsafe sexual contact. Why unsafe? It means if you are having sexual contact with the infected individual without using some kind of protection, so there is higher chance that you will be affected with the disease, these STDs from that infected individual. Okay, so you must need some protection from that infected individual if you are going to, undergo the copulation process with the infected individual. They may transfer from the infected needles that I have already told you. Blood transfusions. How transfusion? Suppose somebody met with an accident, okay, and an early donation of blood is needed, to revive the patient. The patient has undergone a very, loss of blood from his or her body. So suppose an individual is going to donate that blood, and we don't know that whether the individual is infected or not, and in a hustle fussle bustling situation we extracted the blood from the donor and, you know given to the required person, the person who met with an accident. So what will happen? That, the HIV containing blood will get easily transmitted into that whole blood is getting transmitted into the healthy individual. So the healthy individual will also get infected with diseases like, HIV. That is why it is recommended before even donating and accepting, all the test gets run through the individual. All kind of test is there. That test also includes the STDs, whether the person is infected with STDs or not. Otherwise, the sample, the blood that is being collected by the infected individual, if that is going to be transferred to the healthy individual, all the individuals will get infected with that particular disease, whatever the disease may be. Am I clear? In some cases, there are some symptoms that are associated with this STDs that can be seen and that can be diagnosed by a specialized doctor. Okay, that is itching, some kind of discharge. You may be suffering pain during urination. Suppose a person, you know, have a very high fever. So it may happen that these are some of the, general symptoms that a person may undergo. After a proper detection by the doctor, after running proper test by the doctor, it will be concluded whether the person is suffering from some kind of STDs, or it may happen that the symptoms are because of some other diseases. So there must be some way to protect oneself from these STDs. So what can be done? We always know that prevention is better than cure. Okay. Instead of, having a lot of medicine for a particular disease, you must protect yourself before getting infected with that disease. So prevention is always better than cure. So how can we protect ourselves from such kind of STDs? We can avoid sexual contact with multiple partners. We can use various protections such as condoms. Okay. When we are undergoing blood transfusions, we must go and check with all the details whether the blood is coming from healthy individual or not, whether the blood that is being, taken care by the blood bank. But for our safety purpose, we must ensure that the blood is coming from an healthy individual. And maintaining personal hygiene goes for everyone, whether the person is having STDs or not, whether the person is going intercourse or not, whether you are going, process of intercourse or not. One must maintain personal hygiene, irrespective of the situation, irrespective of the timing. Okay. So for these STDs, some of the bacterial STDs can be cured through antibiotics. You already know antibiotics are given to patients to control or to kill the bacterial infection. But viral infections like HIV can only be controlled. It cannot be cured. It's an incurable disease. Once the person is infected with HIV, this person may control symptoms and after effect of the disease through medicine. But a person cannot get free from this disease. Okay. Once this happen, it will remain inside the body. We cannot eradicate the virus from the body. Okay, we can control the multiplication of the virus inside the body through various medicines. Okay, but we cannot cure this disease. 100% curation is not there. So, better than reaching this situation, we can be, we can make ourselves aware. We can use various protections. Okay, we can prevent ourselves from, this situation and others by creating awareness. Am I clear? So, this STDs part is concluded, and now we are going to study about the contraceptives. Even some of the contraceptives like condom, you have heard, this can also prevent the STDs because it prevents the direct contact of male and female reproductive part. The contact of the direct contact. Okay, so this condom can be used by both male and female. So why contraceptives? These contraceptives help prevent pregnancy and promote responsible parenthood. Okay, suppose, for example, this contraceptives not only help, to stop the pregnancy uh, in case of couples that are going to have a future baby. This contraceptive will prevent somebody from getting infected with the STDs. Okay. So there are various contraceptives now available in the market. For studying purposes, we can, categorize it into various category. Some are natural, some are barrier methods, some are intrauterine devices. Of course, this is intrauterine. It means it is injected, it is being, placed inside the uterus of the female body. Okay. Some of the methods are hormonal and some of the methods are surgical methods. Okay. So natural methods may include, like, if the female don't want to continue the pregnancy, don't want to get pregnant, so she may avoid the physical contact during the period of ovulation. Okay, they may make a contact before ovulation or after the period of ovulation, so that the sperm don't reach inside the female body, and the pregnancy will not happen. So this is one of the method that comes natural. Nothing, no agent is involved here. Only uh, only a thinking part, you know that keeping the track of your menstruation cycle, this will help in preventing pregnancy. Or the ejaculation can be prevented. Okay, during the process of intercourse, if the ejaculation is going to take place there, the male can withdraw the penis from the female genital tract, so that sperm will not get be transferred into the genital tract of the female, and sperm will not go and fertilize the ovum. So these are all natural method. Okay, next is our barrier method. Of course, I have talked about condoms and diaphragms. Cervical caps, can this condom can be used by males. Cervical caps, of course, the cervical term suggests it is for female. Female. Okay. This will all prevent sperm from reaching the uterus. See, the overall aim of using contraceptive is to prevent the fusion of sperm and ovum. We need to prevent the sperm reaching to the uterus, reaching to the ovum. So these all contraceptives will, you know, help in the prevention. So whatever methods are used, the ultimate aim is to prevent the fusion, prevent the fertilization. Because if the fertilization will not take place, pregnancy won't happen. See this is showing you various type of contraceptives. The pill comes under the hormonal regulation. The pill contains, it is a medicine all taken by women for 21 days continuously. After a break of 7 days, again this pill need to be taken once a pill in a day. Okay, so this is actually maintaining the hormonal regulation. This pill contains progesterone in combination with estrogen. This is cervical cap. So there are a number of contraceptives. Depending upon the person's choice, one can use them for avoiding pregnancy. Okay. And there are some devices that we are known as intrauterine devices. For example, the copper T and multi-row. See, these are to prevent, back-to-back pregnancy. These copper T comes, this is being injected by a specialist like a doctor or a trained nurse inside the uterus of the female body. This copper T will, generate copper ions. This copper ions will actually help in sperm degradation, or it will induce some changes in the sperm that the sperm will not be able to fuse with the ovum. So these are injected ones, okay, for say period of 5 years or 7 years, whatever the period is being considered by the female. And after that, if female wants to get pregnant, these can be extracted out from the body by the doctor or the nurses, and female can continue the pregnancy. Am I clear? And some of these surgical methods, see, surgical method like vasectomy and tubectomy, these are permanent surgical method. These are not reversible. These are not only done for the prevention of pregnancy, but in some kind of diseases also. Okay. So vasectomy and tubectomy are the permanent solution for this pregnancy thing. These are reversible. Once you have undergone vasectomy or tubectomy, you cannot reverse it. So it is advisable for the couples, okay, for the people who are, going to have the intercourse and want to avoid the pregnancy, to use other methods like barrier methods or these, intrauterine devices and all. Ideally, vasectomy and tubectomy is not prescribed. So this chapter was all about STDs and, the prevention of pregnancy, how someone can prevent pregnancy, and how someone can protect themselves from STDs. Always remember the term prevention is better than cure. So prevention must be done in advance rather than going for the curing purposes. Okay. Hope I have done justice to this topic. Even then, if you have any query, you can contact through my urban profile. And till then, we will meet in the next session. Please keep going through the slides. Even go through your NCERT chapters. If you have any doubt, any query, you can contact me freely. Thank you for joining this session. Thank you.